And that's not a blended color, that's just one color.
No, that's one color. You don't need to blend it right now, but all we need to do is have a background, a dark green background that we're going to put over the light green. And what I'm going to do is when I get to this part here, I'm going to be a bit more careful. And then random again. Usually dark colors are in and light colors are out. You know, I'll show you what I mean in a minute. And it doesn't have to cover completely. If you have a dark background, that's, if you see a bit of that underpainting that we had before, it's nice to see it. It's nice to keep it.
Anybody else getting mega snow right now?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to snow until 7 tomorrow morning,
Oh my God.
supposedly.
Shopping already.
Has anyone been out today?
No,
I went to Shoppers this morning and got back just when the snow started.
Okay, I was going to go to Costco, but then I was talking to my girlfriend in Paris, and the snow started, and I thought, well, forget it. I'm not going anywhere now.
I walked over to the drugstore, which is about a half an hour, and it was actually very nice because it wasn't that cold. You did get a bit snowy, but it was a nice walk.
Oh, walk, not drive.
Yeah, I walked.
Okay.
Why not?
So
Get some
I know
exercise.
snow has stopped
Yes.
now.
no. George it must be bored. He's working on his second beer.
Beer?
Yes. Oh, the second one's a non-alcoholic beer. Okay.
Oh, okay.
President's Choice non-alcoholic beer. They're pretty good, actually.
Actually, yes, they are. They are. Summertime. Sometimes I have this beer. It's refreshing, but it doesn't have the alcohol in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least that's what he's telling me anyway. I don't know.
I'm sure he's telling you the truth.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey.
Okay.
Can't. I'm on TV.
It would be okay. They'd be jealous.
Right. There we go here.
We should do the bushes on the side too, the hedging.
Yes, all of it, all of the green. Anything green should be done. A brush that is medium size, kind of, not too wide. And again, we're starting, we are not, this is sap green and yellow ochre, because I don't want the strong highlight yet, not yet. Strong highlight will be for the last. So right now it's like second stage. And with the corner of my brush, I'm just gonna randomly add a bit of highlights, because I don't want to lose the dark completely. If you lose the dark completely, you will end up with flat. So you need depth. That's why you're gonna have to want to keep some of that dark showing through.
So we're doing sap green and a bit of yellow.
Yellow ochre, not yellow.
I only have yellow oxide.
Yes, yellow oxide.
That's okay?
Yeah. When
Okay.
you get,
size of your brush?
Mine is number 4, but it's just a small one.
Yeah, okay.
Now, when I start highlighting a bit, I push my brush stroke down a bit over the dark. So right here.
You're using the edge of your brush.
Yes, the corner of my brush. Otherwise, I'm gonna have flat. I'm gonna have too big a wide brush stroke. It's
I've
too
already
wide.
found that out.
That's too wide. So you want to use the edge or the corner of your brush and just randomly, very softly spread the brush stroke, put the brush stroke there. We usually have more than one layer. So the more layers you have, the nicer it looks.
You still have a lot of the dark green showing.
Yes, yes. You see how slowly it looks like it's getting full. Very gently. You have to be patient. I'm glancing at the reference to give me an idea where there's more highlights and different shapes of the greens in here. Oh. The further back the object is, the less detail you're going to see. So The one in the pots underneath, the one on the actual tree window, and the one next to the door. I'm not gonna put too much detail in there. It's just a suggestion of that, because you're not gonna see different. You're not gonna see the actual kind of each leaf or the detail of the leaf. They're just gonna be just sitting there, just a bit of highlights. Once you're done with this, if you get a bit of burnt umber, a good brush, small one. I know you're still working on the highlights, but I'll give you time. I'm mixing my burnt umber with some green. I just want to darken my burnt umber. I'm recording all this, so. So Paris, on the weekend, it's going to be 15
Oh,
temperature.
that's nice.
Yes.
Spring is coming.
Yeah.
But didn't they have an unusual type of snowfall there as well this recent?
Yes.
Yeah. Supposed to be global warming. I think it's going the opposite way.
I don't know. She showed me today the view from their apartment. Because when I went last time, when I was in Paris, when I went to see her, they were living in the same area but in a different apartment. So they moved into a new one, and she showed me the view. Oh my God, the view from her apartment. It's beautiful. Typical Paris, you know. She said, and there's green and beautiful green. It's facing a big, huge church. So she said she can walk to the grocery store, to downtown Paris, you know, and I'm like, okay, stop bragging now.
Yeah, really. Huh?
Artist,
Yeah.
is she an artist as well?
She's very good. Yes, she's very good. She's in advertising. She's in graphic design. She's been working there for. She left she left Lebanon, I would say 40 years ago. She went to Paris. And it is so funny because this girl, you know, we grew up together, me and her. I knew her when we were 14. I met her when I was 14. So we were like sisters. We stayed together all the time. We wore the same thing, same shirts, you know, bought the same sneakers. And anyway, people used to say, "Are you sisters? Are you sisters?" Anyway, she used to say all the time, I'm going to Paris. And I'm like, "Oh, sure you are." No, like, come on, you know, like, "No, I'm going to Paris. I'm going to be living in Paris." And she did. Oh my God, she did. She did. She left and she lived in Paris and she met her husband there and she has her, you know, a girl and interesting.
She loves it there, I guess.
Has she ever been over to visit you, Leah?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, she did. She came with her sister, two of her sisters. Her sister lives in Montreal. One of her sisters live in Montreal. She lives in Montreal with her husband and kids. And she came with her other sister as well. So they were, yeah, they came over. Yes, yes. And it's happened that Serene was here with the kids, which was really nice.
Have you started putting a third layer on the lighting?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for you
Oh, yours is much.
with the brush. So it's sap green with burnt umber or sap green with ultramarine violet. And with your brush, put a bit of water. See how it's kind of transparent? Wipe your brush and put a bit of that green right here
Where?
on the ground.
Oh, we can't see you do that. Oh,
Oops, sorry. Up.
Mine looked like mud.
That's okay. It has to be transparent.
Ew.
It has to be transparent, not thick. Thick will take over, you know, it just has to be a bit transparent. So
Wow.
you know, the reason I'm doing this is just because you don't want this part of the shadow to be completely disconnected in terms of color. It looks like usually what you do is you add some of those colors that you have in the painting in here. So even if I have to go over some of those dabs of sun, I'll put them back. There's no problem. Usually what I do is I do it before I put the dabs of sun, but I did not want to confuse everybody by, you know, adding too many colors here. So just a bit of green because we're going to add other colors as well, other than eventually. And all of a sudden, all of this connects. There's a visual connection now. Doesn't have to be everywhere. Just a suggestion, a hint. Oh, I like that. The color is really watery. See how, can you see it? See how transparent it is?
Mhm.
Okay. I'm not worried if I go over the dabs of sun. It doesn't matter because I can put them back. I can put them back on.
Lael, what is that? Sorry, what is the dark stuff supposed to represent?
Which dark? This dark I'm putting right now, the green?
That you're putting right now.
Okay, it doesn't really have a specific representation of anything. It is just to connect the colors here, this area, this right here,
Yeah.
it connects it with the rest of the picture because it has green. You have green right here. So all of that green will cast a shadow. You will see a green shadow on the floor. If you look
Yeah.
at the actual reference, you will see
Yeah.
a hint of green at the
Right.
bottom. It doesn't look like this is disconnected completely from the rest of the picture.
Okay.
It creates harmony.
Thank you.
Just I'm using it right now because we have the green. We're using green, so okay. Naples yellow, cerulean blue, and sap green. And that's giving me a really nice, beautiful green, different green than the one we were using before. It has a bit of blue in it. Just nice because there's so much green in here. You don't want your green to be the same all over. I'm gonna add a bit of yellow ochre to that. Oh, nice.
You're adding yellow ochre to the
Mhm.
blue sap and Naples,
Yes.
right?
Yes, yes. Now it gives it that yellow ochre is just kind of the color pops because it's warm. You can see those. And we haven't started putting the actual highlight, the strong highlight. I mean the yellow, not yet. We're still slowly starting to add colors, but not the strong highlight yet.
Are you leaving the very top dark? Or are you still putting a little bit of this
Oh,
on?
I'm trying, but I'm trying not to bring my highlights all the way up. I'd like to do that. I'd like to keep my highlights closer to where the door is and the walls at the bottom and keep the top slightly darker.
Okay. Should we do this on the bushes too, Lael, or should we leave it for the?
I yeah,
Maybe
we could do a bit maybe with the more with the yellow ochre added. You just play around with your colors. So I'm taking now cerulean blue, put in it some yellow ochre. That will give me a completely different color.
I'm just
Um,
wondering if we're doing this on the top, maybe you shouldn't be repeating it on the bottom. It becomes too.
Just a bit, yes, here and there. We don't really have to. It doesn't have to be too strong. As soon as we started putting these the texture of the trees and it just the whole thing changed. The whole picture changed. It looks much more alive and interesting. Right, good. Shall I stop or it's already, I'm recording it. So do you want me to stop a bit or do you want me to, shall I continue?
Can you just stop for a few minutes, like a minute or two?
So I have here cadmium yellow light or cadmium yellow medium, whatever you have. And sap green. This is both. I'm just going to put whatever's left over here from my yellow. Sap green. I think for now it'll be enough.
Okay.
Should be enough. I'm going to mix some of this cadmium yellow light or cadmium yellow medium with my sap green. So this is going to give me a really strong highlight now. I'm going to add a touch of white in there. Touch, not much, but just a bit. And you're going to see as soon as I do this, you are going to see that color. It's going to be popping. So because it's going to pop and it's going to be strong because it's a highlight, I'm just wiping my brush a bit with my napkin. Now I have to pay attention where I'm putting those highlights. So I'm going to create a movement. It's not going to be random. I'm going to create a kind of a strong highlight in certain areas and other areas will be darker. So this is a bit more white. Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, all right. Now I can bring this down. It's like a couple of floating ones in here.
Small brush layout.
I'm using this brush, it's the corner. The corner. So some of them are close to each other, and some of these brush strokes or leaves are scattered. Some of them overlap, some of them don't. So not the whole thing is exactly the same in terms of where they are, you know, distribution of your leaves. Because this is highlights now, you can see them. I'm changing a bit. I'm adding, sometimes I add a bit of yellow and sometimes white, changing a bit the color in the brush stroke. Not the brush, I'm sorry, not the brush stroke, the color. All right, that's good. I'll let it dry a bit and then I'll adjust if it needs to be adjusted. Now I would like to kind of go over some of these branches of the tree with some kind of a couple of dabs of green.
Like moss,
Hmm?
like moss.
Yes. And now over here, I'm going to put a bit right here on that top part. And I'm really not looking for it to look like a real leaf. Okay. Now I'm going to add a bit of more yellow into my green and a smaller brush. I'm going to use a smaller brush and see if that kind of this brush. And I'm just going to highlight this one here. This is in the full sun, kind of, this one. So I'm going to highlight it a bit more. And this one here. Not too much though. Let me see if the ones in the pots, they're kind of in a shadowy part, these here. So I still want to highlight them, but I'm going to increase the amount of green so they're not too strong. The highlight is not too strong. Yeah, that's good. There. This part right here, up here, this is too flat. There. That's good. Yellow, bit of green, more of the yellow in here. And you see that I'm putting the yellows, kind of the green yellow that I'm putting right now, closer to the door, the front door, because this is where, if you want to, you can use these warm colors, strong warm colors, the yellows and reds, and to actually guide the eye to where you want your focal point be. And if the door is the focal point, put right around it the strong warm colors, light and color. So whoever's looking at your painting, without even noticing, will go to that area. it will go to the door. Because not only the door is warm color, it's what's around it is warm colors as well. So that helps. And I'm not spreading the warm color everywhere now, the strong yellow that I'm putting. Just here and there. Just makes it.
You're almost doing two highlights. You're doing the highlight and then you're putting more yellow in and doing almost a second highlight. Would you say?
Sorry,
Well,
I
it's
didn't.
almost like two highlights. You do your highlight and then you add more yellow and almost do like a second highlight.
Yes, yes. This yellow that I'm putting here is really strong, like it's a strong highlight. But not too much of it, because if you put too much of it, what happens is the eye goes everywhere. You want just the strong yellow, beautiful strong yellow should be kind of where the door is. So your eye sits there, you know, goes there. And it goes around as well, you know, you just to other parts of the painting, but the main one, most important one is the one next to the door. And we're going to put red still. So red is going to be a good color too, to guide the eye around. I'm going to stop right now. All right.
Or yellow?
Oh yeah, just a bit of yellow in here.
Yellow and green still?
Just yellow, just yellow.
Just yellow.
Yeah. Just a bit of, these are like colors now, like flowers.
Okay.
So cadmium red light, and I'm
Yeah.
going to add a touch of sap green in it to darken it a bit, because I don't want all of the red to be too strong, like too light yet. And I'm just going to add a couple of reds in here, just kind of not much, just one or two, and in the back there.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The color of the stuff.
Leah, sorry, I've got to go because I got to deliver that stuff.
Oh, yes, okay.
Okay, thank you. See you next
You're
week.
welcome.
Thanks.
Yeah, bye.
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 I'm sorry, did you say cadmium red light only?
Cadmium red light, yes, and I added a bit of green in it, just a tiny bit, because you don't want all of your flowers to look exactly the same color. So you add a couple that are a bit dark, and now I'm using cadmium yellow, oh my God, cadmium red with a touch of yellow in it, because that will make it pop. And same here. And here. Now, if you like to add a bit of more like purple in here, that will look nice too. I'll put a couple in here on the floor. You can highlight your pots a bit with this red and green.
Maggie, stop. Stop.
Is that Maggie?
That's Maggie. Stop, Maggie.
Because it's 4 o'clock.
It's walk time.
Bye, Dale.
Bye.
Bye. How can I make the flowers not so bright?
Not so bright? Why?
They're too bright.
You don't want them that? You don't
Well,
want-
I don't know. I like what the girl did yesterday with the cactus.
Which one?
Remember? She showed it. She put cactus in the pots and they were beautiful.
It's like a tropical plant. Yeah, I saw it.
We did that yesterday?
No, one girl showed us what
That was my,
she'd gone ahead and she had put cactus in there, which would be very right to have in those pots because it looks like it's a warm area.
Kalinka, was that you?
that was me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Show it to us again.
I would love to have tried it, but you have to almost have a picture of a cactus in front of you.
Yeah, just do that. Get a picture of of cactus and put it in there if you like it. Yeah, that was nice. What Kalinka made did
Lovely.
yesterday.
Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you
Again,
All
it
right,
was
hold
pretty.
on. Where's Kalinka? Oh, Kalinka,
Come
hold on. Let me spotlight to it, okay? All right, tilt it. Yes. Oh, the
It
big
looks like,
ones. Yes, in the front.
like a
Oh,
spider plant or something. A spider.
yeah.
A cactus.
Is it cactus? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty. Good job.
That's
I
really.
like it.
Yeah, that's really pretty. Very nice.
I have to go, Layal. You're finishing this one next week, right?